Good morning, everyone. This is Neha Rastogi from the Millennium School, South City, Lucknow. Dear children, today we are going to do the most important function of commercial banks, that is credit creation, or most commonly it is known as money creation. The term money creation means the creation of money in the economy. Till now, we have always heard that RBI is the one, or the central bank of a country is the one that creates money in the economy, that produces money for the economy, that produces the currency in the economy or notes in the economy, right? But today, I am telling you that commercial banks also create money in the economy. So now you must be confused. There is no confusion, children. RBI is the one who actually produces the legal tender money. Legal tender money means the money that is acceptable by law, right? It creates money in the form of coins and notes, which you can see, which you can touch. That is tangible money. But commercial banks create an artificial money in the economy, an intangible money in the economy. Now we will understand how. See, this is one of the most important functions of commercial bank. Through the process of credit creation, commercial banks create credit which is far more than the money that is available in the economy. Children, to explain the procedure of credit creation, we have to make certain assumptions. The first assumption is that the entire commercial banking system is one unit. That means there is nothing like PNB, SBI, Dena Bank, Bank of Baroda. These all banks are one. All banks are one in the sense they are interconnected with each other. They are not their competitors, right? The entire banking system is a single unit. And we also assume that all the receipts and payments in the economy are done through the banks. That means all monetary transactions in the economy are done through banks. No transactions are being done in cash. Fine? Every transaction is done through banks. Now what happens here, children, is that the deposits held by the commercial banks, right? The deposits held by the commercial banks are actually kept for giving loans, right? They use the money held with them for giving loans. Now, who actually keeps money with them? We. The households, you can say. The households are the one who actually keeps deposits with the commercial banks, right? And commercial bank gives us interest on that saving bank deposit. Now, from where are they going to earn that interest? They are not going to pay the interest to pay us the interest just like that. Obviously, they uses that money somewhere else. From there, they earn and they give the part of their earnings to us in the form of interest, right? So, what happens in actual is that whatever money we deposit with the commercial banks, they uses it for giving loans to the business sector. We have studied this in two-sector economy with savings and investment, if you remember. Now what happens is the banks cannot give the whole amount of deposits as loans, right? Suppose a bank has got 1 crore rupees as deposits from various customers. They cannot give the whole 1 crore rupee as loans to the personal users or for business investments. They have to keep some part or some percentage of that deposit with themselves plus with the RBI in the form of LRR. Now suppose they had got, as I said, suppose they had got 1 crore rupee, right, as initial deposits, as deposits with themselves. Suppose they keep 10% of that 1 crore rupees and rest of the amount they give as loans, right? Rest of the amount they give as loans. Now the amount or the percentage that they have kept, the 10% that they have kept with themselves is nothing but the LRR. LRR is legal reserve ratio. Children, legal reserve ratio is basically, it's a component of two things. It comprises of two things, that is CRR and SLR. CRR is cash reserve ratio and SLR is statutory liquidity ratio, but this I will explain you later. Right now you just understand the percentage that commercial banks keep with themselves is known as LRR, that is legal reserve ratio. Now what happens is bank keep a part of their deposits as reserves with themselves in the form of LRR. Why do they keep these LRR deposits, this ratio as reserves? Because from their past experiences, they know that all the depositors will not come to withdraw their money at the same time, right? They know that people will keep depositing some amount and only some customers will withdraw money and others will also deposit money. So there will be like a turnover ratio will be there in the bank. Banks will not face any problem of low financial resources or anything, right? So what do they do from their past experiences? Since they know that people are not going to withdraw the whole money at the same point of time, so they keep some money with themselves in the form of LRR and rest of the money they give as loans to the business sector, right? Now this process can be explained to you with the help of an example. Let's see the example. Now suppose 1000 rupees is the initial deposits with the commercial banks and LRR percentage is 10%. Now suppose banks have got this 1000 rupees as deposits. Since the reserve ratio is 10%, so 10% of 1000, that means rupees 100 will be kept as LRR and rest of the money, that is rupees 900, will be given as loans to the general public or to the business sector. Now this 900 that is given as loan to the business sector will again come back in the banks, because we have assumed that all the transactions are being done through banks. Now whatever business firm, suppose Messrs XYZ company has taken loan for rupees 900 for making payments to some ABC company limited. Now this 900 will be paid by XYZ company to ABC company through bank. So again this money will come back to bank, right? Are you getting my point? This loan is taken by some company and that company has to pay the amount to another company. So that transaction will be done through bank. Now this company will pay, company XYZ will pay to company ABC. Now that company ABC will keep that money in its bank account. So the bank money will again come back into bank. Now what will banks do? Bank has again got a deposit. Now bank has got a total deposit of 1900, right? Bank will again get a deposit of 900 rupees. They will keep 10% out of it, 90 rupees, and the rest amount will be given as loan. Again this money will be given as loan to somebody who will use it in making certain payments, and the payment since will be done by the banks or through the banks, so the money will again come back to bank. Again the 10% LRR will be charged and the loans will be given for rupees, for the rest 90% or for rupees 729. This process will continue, children. It will keep continuing till the deposit amount becomes so less that nobody wants to take the loan of that amount, right? So this procedure of credit creation will continue. Now you can see that previously in an economy the transaction was done only for rupees 1000. Now the transaction is done for 900 rupees. From where this 900 rupees has come? It has come out of this 1000 rupees only. So this is not a new money, but this is a hypothetically created money. Again this 810 comes out of from this 1000 only. So now the total amount transactions with only 1000 rupees, the transactions in an economy has constituted 1000 plus 900 plus 810. That means 2710 rupees. Just 1000 rupees were able to create the transactions or to give aim to the transactions of give result to the transactions of rupees 2700, and this procedure will continue. Now I have written 10,000 here. How do I know that it will sum up to 10,000? For this we have a formula. How many times the money will multiply? Money multiplier ka formula is 1 upon LRR. Now LRR is 10% as we have assumed in the question. 1 upon LRR means 1 upon 10%. When we remove the percentage sign, it will be 1 upon 10 upon 100. Now that means after solving it, we will get to know that money will multiply for 10 times, right? So on what thing the money multiplication is dependent? It depends upon the amount of LRR or the percentage of LRR. This 10% has led to the money multiplication by 10 times. So since the initial deposit was 1000, so 10 times increase will lead to 10,000. And since the LRR was 10%, so I have taken 10% of 10,000 here and 90% of 10,000 here. This is how I got to know the amount of total deposits that will be created in the economy, the total amount of loans which will be given in the economy, and the amount of LRR. Children, always remember the initial deposit at the end should be equals to the amount of LRR. Whenever the process will stop, the initial deposit should always be equals to the amount of LRR. Have you understood this? See, money creation here is equals to, or credit creation here is equals to 1 upon LRR into initial deposits. 1 upon LRR is 10 times and initial deposit is 1000. So it has created overall money as 10,000 in an economy. That means here with just rupees 1000 in an economy, the commercial bank could create, the commercial banks could create 10 times more money, or you can say 10 times more transaction money in the economy. That is why commercial bank is known as the creator of money or creator of credit in an economy. Children, with this video I am sending you notes. I hope it will be easier for you to understand through notes also. Go through the notes. If you don't understand them, please do contact me. Feel free to contact me and I will explain it to you again. In the next video, I will surely tell you the relevance of credit creation. How do we connect it with the present scenario of the economy? Right? In the next video, I'll be discussing about that how credit creation is important and what is recently our central banks are doing for creating more credit in the economy. Thank you, children. Have a good day.